Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, time for another blind commentary. And today I'm looking at a Star vs. the Forces of Evil video. Yeah, I really miss this show, with how it left off and just with how good it was getting. Season 3 can't get here soon enough. I know we still have months to go, but damn if I don't want it already. I mean, it's pretty clear how into it I was getting with just how I happened to record a video where I just talked about the show for 40 minutes. Something I've never really done before. And honestly, I could probably talk about it for another 40 minutes and not even repeat very much of the previous video, just because there is so much there if you look close enough, and it's all so interesting. Honestly, I wish there were more reactions to the show. I've already exhausted most of the good ones, I think, and it's not like RWBY where there are so many reactors that I could just watch it over and over again and never really get my fill. With this, there is definitely a much more limited crowd of reactors, and that's really a shame. There also seem to be less fan works, at least from what I can tell. People haven't requested very many, and maybe there are more than I think. Maybe if you do know some, suggest them, but I'm thinking that probably there are less, and that's probably because it's a somewhat younger fandom. The show isn't as, it hasn't been around as long as something like Steven Universe, and really, with the latter half of Season 2, it's hitting its first real heavy stride there. We're, for the first time, really seeing just how deep and interesting it's going to get. I mean, with the Season 1 finale, that was our first real taste, but that wasn't a real sustained thing. With the latter half of Season 2, we really, really got into the good stuff, and this is really the big moment for the show, and this is where I think the fandom is going to really start, and really start to get into something that people take seriously. And I hope that happens. I would love to see all sorts of different Star stuff come out of this, and people go crazy with it, and all that, and I hope that happens. But for now, there is at least some Star stuff to see, including today's video, which is 107 Star vs. Forces of Evil Facts You Should Know by ChannelFrederator. I've looked at several videos in this series, several of the 107 Facts videos, and they're usually pretty interesting. I mean, a lot of it is stuff that I do already know, but I do generally learn at least some stuff from it, and even if it is mostly old information, it's still usually presented in a pretty interesting way, and it's good to refresh myself on some of these stuff that maybe I forgot. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this one is. Let's get started and give it a look. Okay, and here we go.
Hey, this is Victoria from Georgia. How about we do 107 facts about
all these requests?
Not from around here.
Aw, that's cute. 107 facts about Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
Heroes, epic battles. You think you've seen it all, but Star vs. the Forces of Evil breathes fresh air into
Sailor
the magic
Moon.
girl genre that is so popular.
Yeah, pretty direct reference
I'm Maggie
there.
from ChannelFrederator, and there's so much more to the story than unicorns, three-eyed baby potatoes, and awesome nachos. So whether you're a die-hard fan or just wondering what all the fuss is about, there's something that you can learn as ChannelFrederator counts down the 107 facts about Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Let's get started.
Cool.
Star vs. the Forces of Evil is a cartoon created by Daron Nefcy for the Disney Channel. This is a big deal as she's the only second female animator with her own show in Disney's long history. Hey, you go, girl. Number 2. The show ran on Disney Channel on January 18th, 2015, before officially airing on Disney XD on March 30th, 2015. Disney XD is their channel aimed at preteen and teenage viewers, which is how Nefcy gets away with more intricate plot lines. Number 3. Despite being only the second female-run animated show on Disney, Nefcy has said that she did not feel discrimination when she pitched the show around. Here's to hoping that the success of Star means that many more female animators will have just as a pleasant experience in the future.
I'm sure it will.
The premiere on Disney XD is currently the most watched premiere in Disney XD's history. Number 5. Before making her way to Disney, Nefcy pitched the show to Cartoon Network during her 3rd year of college. So while most of us were trying to figure out what to do with our lives, she was already opening doors with major networks.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That is a lot to live up to. Number 6, Nefcy studied animation at Cal Arts in Valencia, California, the same school that produced famous animators such as John Lasseter, Brad Bird, and Alex Hirsch. Maybe those names don't ring a bell, so how about
they all
adding
do.
some of their work? Toy Story, Frozen, The Incredibles, Iron Giant, Gravity Falls. I could keep going and going with the success of stories out of that animation program. Number 7, Nefcy pitched the show for Cartoon Network as the Cartoon Institute, an idealistic attempt to showcase animated shorts without the interference of network's executives. The event didn't get her show at Cartoon Network, but she got a glimpse into the world as she continued to develop the characters from Star. Number 8, unfortunately, it would take 6 years before Nefcy successfully pitched it to Disney. In those 6 years, Nefcy cut her teeth working production for other animated workers. Like many success stories before her, Nefcy proved that commitment really pays off in the end. Number 9, some of her pre-Star work included being a storyboard revisionist for Wander Over Yonder, and she did design for a cartoon called Mad. Number 10, the theme song was composed by Brad Breek, who also did the theme for Gravity Falls. But don't go thinking he had some kind of insider advantage. Nefcy picked his theme from a blind submission, only realizing that it was Breek's after selecting his track. Number 11,
That's
like
neat.
Adventure Time and Steven Universe, Star vs. the Forces of Evil is a storyboard-driven show. A storyboard is basically a series of drawings depicting the scenes of the show before the actual animation process. Number 12, according to Nefcy, this is where the writing is done by taking a 2-page outline and turning it into a full script. A storyboard for a typical show would require 2,000 drawings to be done in a 6-week period. If those numbers are already making your hands cramp, keep in mind that's just the storyboard. Number 13, a season of Star takes up to 2.5 years to make from start to finish.
Wow.
So next time you see an episode and are in awe of how polished it looks, you can look back to that number. Number
no
14,
more complaining
after
about
years
season
of
3 not
watching
being here.
stereotypical female leads in America, Nefcy decided to base Star off of the characters she admired coming out of Japanese TV shows. Female heroes in Japan are often empowered and have agency over their own decisions, something that we often lack in American productions. Come on, America, get with the times. Number 15, she also actively worked against other known tropes in magical girl media, like Star hiding her powers or being overly heroic. In that sense, Star was developed a lot like popular comic book character heroes in the day. Their creators looked at similar characteristics in the field and picked what they liked and changed what they didn't, and ended up with an iconic superhero like Spider-Man. With great girl power comes great responsibility. Number 16, Nefcy originally wanted Star to be a 4th grader, but executives wanted the character to be a little bit older. That's how she ended up in middle school. This may have
think she's in high school,
what
isn't she?
Nefcy wanted, but it allowed the show to play around with concepts that fall more in line with the teenage audience of Disney XD. Number 17, in fact, Nefcy and her friends drew a comic while they were in middle school about what high school would be like. The only problem was that when they made it into high school, it was nothing like what they had. Star is an opportunity to create the high school that she envisioned. Number 18,
it is high school, isn't it?
Star Butterfly was a normal human who wanted to be magical, but ended up accomplishing her goals through sheer determination. Eventually, she turned into a magic wielder, but never lost the determination that drives every episode. Number 19, Star also doesn't really go after bad guys unless they're attacked first. Another attempt to avoid common anime tropes. What may seem like a bad decision. I mean, come on, who doesn't want a hero who fights the bad guys? Ended up making Star stick out even more. The show revolves around her sometimes awkward interactions with baddies, and the complications that arise when she misuses her powers. Number 20, Star might seem fearless, but she actually suffers from colorophobia, more commonly known as the fear of clowns.
We only really see that one time.
Most relatable part of the show. Where was Star?
I mean,
when
she wasn't
was
afraid of
watching It by
Bon
Stephen
Bon
King
or
for the first time. Number 21, Eden Sher, the voice of Star, likes the character because she's always wrong and always messing up, but has a good heart and is fiercely loyal when it comes to friends. Number
wrong
22,
most of the
Nefcy's
time.
influences are primarily Japanese, like Sailor Moon,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z,
It really shows.
Magic Knight, Ray Earth, Revolutionary Girl, and Unico. Which, if you aren't familiar with those, I think it's easiest to say that her Japanese influences come from widely intense shows with female leads. Number 23. As for American influences, Nefcy has cited shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and other comic books Scott Pilgrim that have helped define her style. Number 24. When finding a voice actress for Star, Nefcy had a lot of voice actresses auditions, but they sounded quote-unquote too pretty or too princessy Nefcy until Eden Shear auditioned. Number 25. The two protagonists started out quite differently than what you see on screen. Star was supposed to be more like Sailor Moon, and Marco was supposed to be obsessed with Dragon Ball Z. Even more surprising,
that would be different.
Were originally written as enemies. What we ended up with is pretty amazing, but can you imagine Sailor Moon going against Goku? Ah, the possibilities! Number 26. Star, Ludo, and other series regulars came from the land of Muni, a kingdom in an alternate dimension that is based on the Arthurian legend. That isn't a throwaway comparison either. The show consistently embraces the magical grandeur common in the time of King Arthur. Number 27. Though she seems like it, Star isn't human. She is, instead, a humanoid species known as Mumin, a person from Muni. This allows her character to be written as a fish out of water quality when she's on Earth, kind of like Mork from Orc. Number 28. Despite her appearance, Star Butterfly is absolutely a princess. Come on though, after all we've told you so far, do you really expect Nefcy to create a typical princess? Number 29. People from Muni go through puberty instead of puberty, which causes the growing teens to turn purple and gain extra limbs. Kind of like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, but with a lot more angst. Number 30. After going through puberty, Star gains a small set of wings on her back. I got a lot of things during puberty, and wings were not one of them. Number 31. Munipendence Day celebrates the day that Mumins defeated the monsters and established Muni. This first episode aired on August 17th, 2015, which is the same day as the Indonesian Independence Day.
Interesting.
That's a happy little coincidence, don't you think? Number 32. Muni is full of magic and oddities. For instance, did you know that when eating a Muni calzone, the delicious treat will also tell you when you're gonna die? That means that every character on the show is only one visit to Olive Garden away from facing their own mortality. Number 33. Star goes to the Echo Creek Academy, and their football team is the Awesome Possums. Number 34. Since she is a princess, Star receives the royal family wand at the age of 14 per Muni tradition. The wand adjusts its appearance based on the person holding it.
Now we're just going into things from the
Number
show,
35. This ain't your
which isn't as
ordinary
interesting,
wand either.
but
It's a multifunctional fighting
it's a good
apparatus.
refresher.
Star has even used it to defend herself against swords. Can you do that, Harry Potter wand? Number 36.
No,
The
not as
wand
much.
Isn't infinitely powerful, though. Star finds out it needs to be charged or else it will die forever. Number 37. Of course, every wand has its powers from somewhere, and this one gets it from a miniature unicorn that runs on a treadmill inside the wand's head. Number 38. The battery is a little crystal heart at the base of the star. Much cuter than normal batteries. Number 39. Though Star has a good relation with most humans that she meets, she considers Marco her best friend on Earth and trusts him with almost anything. As with all great relationships, this dynamic gets tested early and often.
Yeah.
Number 40. Marco is a green belt in karate, the 4th rank in the karate system. However, being relatively inexperienced does not stop him from kicking monster butt. Number 41. Marco has no magical skills of his own, but instead relies on his karate skills to battle the main villain's army. In this way, he's like Nefcy's original vision for Star. He lacks magical powers, but is still able to contribute through his own will and determination.
Yeah.
Number 42. MacArthur calls fans of Marco meatballs.
I've heard that.
Marco's full name is Marco Albazo Diaz.
Really?
Making his initials MUD, which
Well,
seems
that's
perfect
unfortunate.
for a scrapper like him. Number 44. Also, don't sleep on Marco's super awesome nachos, a special treat that he's making in several episodes, which is like a foreign delicacy to a princess from another dimension. Number 45. Despite fans' desire for them to get together, Marco is interested in someone else, Jackie Lynn Thomas, a skateboarding girl that he's known since kindergarten. Number 46. However, because Star and Marco danced together under the blood moon, according to legend, their souls are now bound together for eternity. I knew they seemed destined for each other. Number 47. Fans that want the two together have nicknamed the couple Starco.
Yeah.
Come on, fans, don't you know that as soon as you come up with a cute nickname, it's already doomed? I'm looking at you, Bennifer. Number 48. If that does happen, hopefully Star's ex doesn't find out. He's a demon with a serious anger issue. I don't want to assume that Nefcy is pulling from personal experience, but I think we all have an ex that would easily translate to a demon character. Except for me, all my exes are great. Number 49. Star also has a crush on a boy named Oscar Greason, a bad boy who lives in his car. Voiced by the original bad boy of Idaho, Napoleon Dynamite himself,
Yeah.
John Heater. Number 50. Due to
Definite
Star's
bad boy.
recklessness, and because she set fire to the kingdom, only after one day with her wand, she is sent to Earth to learn how to use her powers safely. Number 51. To help her learn magic, she was given a magic instruction book, which shows every spell that has ever been mastered. Still, if you think that makes her an expert magic user right away, you're only half right. Star often bites off a bit more than she can chew, magically speaking, and gets herself into trouble. Number 52. Star finds Glossorect, a physical embodiment of the book, too disorganized to look up anything important. Number 53. Glossorect is voiced by Jeremy Tamber, who you probably know for his role as George Bluth Sr. in Arrested Development. Number 54. Though the wand is a valuable family heirloom, Star has shown to be rather reckless with it, using it as a weapon and
just
doing
a
magic
little.
rapidly from it. Star is even seen chewing on the wand. So something you chew on that can be recklessly used as a weapon is basically a pencil, but also magic can come out of it. At number 55,
Well, it does have a
Star
pin
has
in
an
it.
arsenal of crazy spells. Some of her favorites include Mega Narwhal Blast, Jellybean Hallucination, and Bunny Rabbit
Well, she's
Blast.
only used
Number 56, Star was
couple of those
babysat by
twice.
the Royal Guards, which is where she was taught how to fight monsters. She's like Arya Stark from Game of Thrones in that way, except hopefully a little more
Or I meant
kid-friendly.
once,
Number
but-
57. Ludo is the main antagonist to Star, who controls an army of monsters in his quest to gain Star's wand. Number 58. Ludo, the main villain and coveter of Star's wand, is voiced by Alan Tudyk from a long list of projects such as Firefly, Young Justice, and Big Hero 6. Number 59. Ludo's design is loosely based off of the Japanese kappa, or
Yeah, I've
river
noticed
children.
that.
Kappas are usually mischievous tricksters. Number 60. That's not the only secret reference in Ludo's name. Ludo is also Latin for I play, further leaning on the mischievous nature of this villain. Number 61. Ludo
Cool.
wants the wand so bad that he can, of course, take over the world, but that's not all that he wants. What he wants most of all is to have a big boy body and become a lifeguard. Again, Nefcy is layering on realistic attributes to her characters. Ludo is lashing out because he's insecure. Poor guy.
Yeah,
Number
yeah,
62,
definitely
Ludo has a phobia
insecure.
of being tickled, which must have been rough considering he gets visited by a tickle monster at a birthday party.
Well, that's
in the
where
show.
the
Number
phobia
63,
came
Ludo
from.
may be evil, but he's also quite cowardly and weak, mostly hiding behind even bigger monsters. Number 64. After repeated failures, Ludo eventually hires a monster named Toffee as his evil efficiency expert. Kind of like bringing in a consultant to help your failing business, but this business is being an evil jerk. Number 65. Toffee is reptilian and can regenerate, just like a lizard. Number 66. Still, despite regenerative powers, he's missing the middle finger on
Yep.
one of his hands. I wonder if he used it too much. Number 67.
Not quite.
Unlike other monsters, Toffee is seen wearing a suit and tie in all of his encounters. This helps sell the serious nature of his devotion to evil. Number 68. Toffee also tells Star that the secret to destroying her wand is by using the first spell her mother taught her, called the Whispering Spell. Number 69. The sinister villain Toffee is voiced by Michael C. Hall, who plays
Yeah.
everyone's favorite serial killer, Dexter. Number 7.
That's
Ferguson
just awesome.
and Alfonso, nerdy friends of Marco, are voiced by Nate Torrance and Matt Chapman. Torrance you may know from the recent critical hit Hello Ladies, and Chapman was one of the founders of Homestar Runner and
Oh.
the voice of Strong
Well, that's
Bad.
cool.
Yeah, that's right. Strong Bad is playing a nerd on the show. Oh, the humanity! Number 71. There's only one monster in Ludo's gang to have successfully captured Star's wand without destroying it, and that monster is Lobster Claws. Number 72. If you recognize Lobster Claws' voice, then you must be a fan of comedian Brian Posehn, who voices the evil crustacean. Number 73. The show references an alternate school Star would need to go to if her behavior does not improve. St. Olga's Reform School for Wayward Princesses. It's based off the real Olga of Kiev, who is not too nice to those who wronged her during her rule in 900 CE. Number 74.
Okay, didn't know
Olga is
that.
run by Miss Hanius, a strict woman who is played by Jessica Walters. They could not have picked a better voice than the matriarch of the Blue family from Arrested Development. I love all my children equally. I don't care for Star. Number 75. You may have noticed a trend for the show. It has an amazing voice cast.
Yeah.
Here's a rundown of some shoutouts. Marco is voiced by Adam MacArthur, who has played characters such as Prince Lee Char in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Number 76. In the episode Party with the Horse, the crew goes
Party
to
with a
Amethyst
pony.
Arcade, which is populated by nerdy squares. All of the squares are voiced by Eddie Deason, aka Mandark from Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, I can definitely hear that.
Number 77, Ponyhead is voiced by Jenny Slate, who you might recognize from Bob's Burgers and Jean Ralphio's sister on Parks and Recreation. Number 78, and true television character actor Danny Woodburn gets in on the action as the voice of Pixie Taskmaster. Okay, that's it. They got Mickey from Seinfeld. This is the best voice cast I've ever heard. Number 79. If you hear a pinch of King of the Hill and The Middle, then you're probably hearing Stephen Root, who guest voices as a life coach on the show. Number 80. Tom, the Demon Prince, is voiced by none other than Ryder Strong, who played Phil in Borderlands and Paul from Cabin Fever. Number 81. The episode School Spirit is the first time we see rich kid Brittany Wong, who is voiced by Mani Noji from films such as Memoirs of a Geisha and the most recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Number 82. When Star freezes time, her and Marco have to fix it by going to Father Time. The eternal keeper of time is played by none other than the comedian Jim Gaffigan. I guess he's qualified to be Father Time since in real life Gaffigan is the father to 5 kids. Number 83. Opposite to him, playing Queen Butterfly, is Ray Griffin, who has played such characters as Vicky in Fairly Odd Parents and Azula in Avatar: The Last Airbender, which basically makes her voice actor royalty in the animation world. Number 84. How do people travel between dimensions? With a pair of dimensional scissors, of course. These tools are used throughout the series to tear into the current dimension and transport people to the location of their choosing. Number 85. Star traveled to St. Olga and other dimensions using her dimensional scissors by cutting a tear in reality to create a portal. Breaking reality frees up the show writers to pitch virtually anything because they have a character that can go there with the drop of a hat or the snip of scissors, I guess. Number 86. Despite their power to jump dimensions, dimensional scissors are shown to be a pretty normal accessory for those outside of Earth. Number 87.
Until you know that
Brian H. Kim,
you have to earn them.
Each dimension has its own sound, and that Echo Creek is based on laid-back LA indie rock. I can only imagine what kind of music we will hear coming out of the more evil dimensions. Number 88. Each person is seen owning a different pair of scissors as well, sort of like how the royal wand is different for each person. Number 89. The landscape of the time dimension resembles Salvador Dali's painting, The Persistence of Memory. Number 90.
Definitely picked up on that.
Party with the Pony introduces Star's best friend, Flying Princess Ponyhead. Number 91. The character Princess Ponyhead was in the very first version of Star Versus and was always intended to motivate Star to keep going. She's like the donkey to Star's Shrek, only not so annoying. Number 92. Of course Princess Ponyhead isn't from Uni. She's from Uni. You know, like a unicorn. Number 93. Ponyhead is based off of old drawings by Nefcy. I find it pretty amazing that a doodle about a floating unicorn head makes it all the way to a fully fledged TV series. Number 94. Although the original
that is pretty cool.
Was a lot more disturbing than just a floating head. Princess Ponyhead was initially drooling constantly and had blood dripping from her neck, even though
that would have been different.
Those big sparkly eyes. Number 95. One of the teachers in the academy is Mrs. Solnick, who was still human until Star accidentally turned her into a troll. I told you she was irresponsible with her powers. Number 96. Even worse, by the end of the episode, she remains a troll and is never turned back. Most TV shows, especially cartoons, have a tendency to reset by the end.
That's to establish that it's going to have a continuity.
Initially resistant to being a troll, Solnick eventually comes around to it, even wearing and using troll armor and weapons to save her students when a field trip goes wrong. Number 98. Miss Solnick's favorite weapon is a battle axe, the perfect weapon for a troll. Number 99. To promote the show, Disney sitcom star Olivia Holt and Kelly Berglund participated in a promotion by dressing up as Star Butterfly, which means the show started off with an incredibly high bar for cosplay efforts. But I know cartoon fans, I have a feeling they will rise to the occasion.
I'm sure.
100. The name Lance Revolution within the show is similar in name and playstyle to the popular rhythm game Dance Dance.
Yeah, I think most people could have figured that one out.
There hasn't been any confirmation on where Echo Creek is located. The name and general look are similar to the real-life Echo Park in Los Angeles, California, which would explain the choice.
It was eventually confirmed
for that dimension. Number
Southern California.
The episode Sleep Spell. Marco keeps a tally of all the times that Star has saved him and vice versa. The tally at the beginning of the episode is Star 27 times and Marco 4. By the end of the episode, the score is 29 Star and 5 Marco. Looks like Marco Markle still owes Star big time.
Yeah.
Number 103. Despite Star's easygoing nature, her home is actually pretty close to danger, as it is within view both of Ludo's castle and the Forest of Certain Death. Forests with a literal name are always a problem. I'm looking at you, Hogwarts, and your Forbidden Forest. Number 104. Nefcy has a catalog of short films that she's worked on in the past with different animators and artists, including a short about Patrick's Day with Bobby Miller. Number 105. In addition to animation, Nefcy often paints. She has contributed to the art show Art Attack,
that's
which
pretty
is a
nice.
British TV show revolving around showcasing art on Disney Junior. Number 106. If you are as fascinated in her process as we are, Daron Nefcy has a Tumblr blog called
Cool.
Hi, I'm Daron Nefcy, and I'm a girl and I draw stuff, where she posts fan art, promos for new episodes, and other work. Releasing art to the fans on a regular basis is just one of the reasons why we love Nefcy's work. Number 107. Nefcy also features early artwork in her Tumblr for all to enjoy. Check out earlier versions of Oscar and Jackie Lynn Thomas there now.
Thank you so much for watching 107 Facts about Star versus the Forces of Evil. Which fact was your favorite? Did we miss any facts? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like what you saw, check out some of our other 107s by clicking the annotations or the link in the description below. Be sure to subscribe to ChannelFrederator so you don't miss out on any of our videos. And remember, Frederator loves you.
Hi, ChannelFrederator. I love your channel so much. I've been subscribed for 2 years.
Aw.
I just want to say I really love you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Aww. Cute. So yeah, that was a pretty fun video, I would say. Though I guess in some ways maybe it wasn't quite up to the same standard as some of the other 107 fact videos I've seen. I mean, it wasn't terrible or anything, but the scripting, it seemed a bit off in places, and like it could have flowed better, and her delivery was maybe a bit weak in some places. She seemed to struggle with some pronunciations for certain things that we should know how to say just from watching the show. But other than that, it was pretty good. I mean, there was a lot of information in this one, I think more than usual even, that you would just know watching it, but there was still a lot of good background information that was cool to learn, and it was overall pretty enjoyable. I think maybe the second video, the 107 more facts, might be more interesting because we might get into more season 2 relevant stuff and just stuff that's more interesting, period, about the production and about certain things. And that, because this one did seem, it seemed to drag a bit more than some of these, because a lot of it was about the voice cast and who these people were played by, and that's interesting in some regards, but I mean, when so much of it is taken up by that, it just kind of starts to drag a bit, and just, I don't know, for a lot of the video it seemed like all I could do was just and okay and stuff like that. There wasn't really any place for any kind of input or anything that was all that reaction worthy, honestly. But it's still good to have a Star-related video to watch, and I still enjoyed it, and I still am definitely going to be looking at more of the 107 fact videos going forward. I'll definitely get to the Star versus the other one, and also I think I still have second videos for a lot of series to look at. I know Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, I think, and probably some other ones I'm forgetting, but there are definitely more of these videos coming out in the future, so look forward to that. Anyway, hope you liked the commentary, let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.